Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to study what are elements of art. We will study in detail about different elements of art. The elements of art are the components that guide art creation visually. The elements of art include line, shape, texture, color, form, and space. So first we will study first element of art, that is line. A line is a path created by a moving point in a particular space or area. Lines that are created by marking are one-dimensional and vary in width, direction and length. There are different types of lines. We'll study all these lines in detail. Horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal lines, broken lines, zigzag lines, wavy lines, curved lines, spiral lines. So, in lines we have objective line designs. This is an art form that uses lines to create artistic composition. With this type of design, the construction must have entities that can be identified. For example, a complex design filled with lines and an image of a plant, animal or object can be seen or singled out. For example, we will see in this picture, a person is standing and the lines, spiral lines around him. We'll see more examples. We can see a tortoise on the floor. Both are made with lines. The hand movements in lines, a person's face at the background. So next we have non-objective line design. This art form uses lines to create artwork that are abstract in nature. Non-objective artwork are non-representational and doesn't depict a person, place or thing known or exist in the natural world. For example, abstract designs. For example, these all comes under abstract designs. So at the end of the lines chapter, we have seen different types of lines, how they are arranged. Next, we will move towards shapes. What are shapes? These are different types of shapes. So, we will study what is a shape. A shape can be defined as an outward construction or outlining of an object or organism. Shapes are flat in nature and has a width and height. Shapes are also known as silhouettes. Types of shapes we have geometrical shape and organic shape. Geometrical shape. Geometrical shape are precise and mathematical in nature. For example, circle, triangle, square. These all are examples of geometrical shapes. Then we have organic shapes. Organic shapes has irregular outlines for objects or organisms. Organic shapes are free-flowing in appearance and are normally found in nature. These are some of the examples of shape designs, which are made by geometric shape and organic shapes. So now we are end with the lesson 2, that is shapes. We have studied different types of shapes, organic shapes, geometrical shapes and their relation. Now we will move towards the colors. We'll study different types of colors. So first we will study the definition of color. What is a color? Color is the element of art that has many different pigments. Color is produced when light striking an object is reflected back to the eye. How colors are formed. We all want to know how colors are formed. Colors are formed when energies of light contain a large spectrum of pigment touches an area or an object. When light touches an object, some of these energies are absorbed by the object and others are reflected back. So we have different terms in the color. First we have tint. A tint is a mixture of a color with white which increases lightness. Next we have shade. Shade is a mixture of a color with black which reduces lightness, which reduces darkness. Then we have value. Value is the lightness or darkness of the tone of the color, which is known as the name of the color. Different types of colors. We have primary colors. These are pigments that exist by itself and cannot be made by mixing other colors. These are primary colors. These are red, blue and yellow. Then we have secondary colors. These pigments are formed by mixing two primary colors together. For example, yellow plus blue is equals to green. Red and blue comes out to purple. Yellow and red comes out to orange. Then we have tertiary or intermediary colors. These are pigments that are made by mixing one primary with one secondary color. Yellow plus green gives yellow-green shade. Blue plus green gives blue-green shade. Red and orange gives red-orange shade, and so on. Next, in the color part, we have color wheel. Different colors which we have studied earlier, primary colors, secondary colors and tertiary colors, all are arranged in a proper manner in the color wheel. Like we can see red, yellow and blue primary colors. Then we have secondary colors, green, orange and violet. And then in between one primary and one secondary color, there is a tertiary or intermediate color arranged in the color wheel. So there are total 12 colors in the color wheel. Now, after completing the color wheel, we have different color schemes. So we will first study complementary color scheme. These are the colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel, which are considered as complementary colors. The high contrast of complementary colors observed by the opposite positioning of the primary colors as opposed to the secondary colors. For example, yellow is a primary color and it is opposite to purple, a secondary color. We'll see in the example like this. Red and green. These are complementary colors. These are the examples of complementary color scheme. Now we have some examples of complementary color scheme like red, green, blue, orange, yellow and purple. Next, we have analogous color scheme. Analogous color schemes are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. They usually match well and create a comfortable design. These analogous color schemes are also known as tertiary color scheme family. Analogous color schemes are often found in nature and are harmonious and pleasing to the eye. For example, a series of blue blended with tones of green and yellow-green. For example, we see these. Like in this, we have a family of 3 colors giving the same shade and which are looking more appropriate or comfortable to the eye. For example, red, red-orange, orange and yellow-orange. Yellow, yellow-green, green, blue-green. Red-violet, purple, blue-violet and blue. Next, in these color schemes, we have monochromatic color schemes. Monochromatic colors are all the colors, tints, tones and shades of a single hue. Monochromatic color schemes are derived from a single base color and extended using its shade, tones and tints. For example, we can see different shades, tints and tones of purple here in the first picture and different tints, tones, shades of red. We see more examples like this here. We can see tint, tones and shades of blue and red. These are some of the chapter of colors in which we have studied different types of colors, primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary, intermediary colors. We have studied different color schemes. We have studied the color wheel. So now we have warm and cool colors. Warm colors are the colors which we like to wear in the winter season, and cool colors are the colors which we like to see in the summer season. Warm colors are pigments that are bright in nature and is generally a reminder of heat, sunlight or something that is warm or extremely hot. The colors that normally used are red, orange and yellow. Here the artists show the warm colors to evoke different moods such as anger, and he uses a single color, or we can use different color in combination. These are some of the examples of warm color. Next in this series we have cool colors. Cool colors are pigments that are darker and subtle in nature. They give the impression of something cool and calm, relaxing. They may evoke a sense of relaxing or evoke the mood of sadness, loneliness or depression. Colors comes under the cool colors are blue, purple and green. Example of cool colors are So now as we have completed the chapter of colors, in the end we have studied warm and cool colors, the effects that it implies. So now we move towards the next element of design is form. What is a form? Form is one of the 7 elements of art. Form is a 3-dimensional item or figure. That means the item or figure has more than 2 sides and it can be examined all the way around. It refers to the 3D forms or 4D forms. 3D forms which are organic forms that are free-flowing. Sometimes these refers to the geometric forms which are 2D or 3D, like cubes, cones and cylinders. Examples of some of the geometric forms are, these are cone, circle, cube, cuboid, cylinder. There are pictures showing 2D forms and 3D forms, square and cube, circle and sphere, triangle and cone, rectangle and cylinder. Now we have organic forms. These are 3-dimensional objects that are free from mathematical laws and are irregular and unpredictable in nature. Organic forms can be created by man in the form of objects or illustrations. Organic forms, they also exist in nature naturally. For example, seashells or stones. We can see the examples of organic forms: rocks, seashells. These are 2D and 3D shapes, which are free-flowing organic forms. We will study what is a texture. Texture is an element of art that refers to the way things feel or looks as if they might feel if touched. Texture generally refers to the way something feels or gives the impression of how something would feel. Type of textures we have: tactile or actual texture, visual or simulated texture. Tactile or actual texture refers to the quality of a surface, such as how rough, smooth, sticky, fuzzy or soft an area is. It is the actual appearance. For example, these are tactile textures. Now we have visual or simulated texture. Simulated refers to the illusion of an actual object, which can be modified, which can be changed. The things which have unique texture refers to simulated textures. For example, these. Last but not the least, the 7th element of design is the space. Space in art is any area that is occupied or surrounded areas that is empty. Space is one of the 7 elements of art that artists use to show depth and distance, and it can be occupied or empty. Types of space we have: negative space and positive space. Negative space is the area that surrounds an object in an image. Negative space is the area that is not occupied by any unit and therefore is the empty field that surrounds a particular object or unit. Examples of the negative space: a blank page that will be used for an artwork. Positive space is the field or area that is occupied by an object or unit. In other words, any illustration or item that fill the gap of an empty space is known as positive space. The black outline or design of the wall is occupying some of the negative space on the white area. The black outline is therefore positive. So now we have ended with the elements of design. So we will meet again with a new topic